everyone! My name is April Dalmacio, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Riverside, California. In the summer of 2014, I released my self-titled, full-length debut album with the help of fellow musicians, friends, and family. With the help of my best friend and traveling agent, Alejandra, I went on tour to share my love of music to places I never had imagined. After releasing my debut album, my music career improved greatly. All the work and marketing I put into my music for 7 years finally began to pay off. My new album helped me promote myself through social media. My royalty income doubled, and I was playing more and more shows that helped me gain exposure, living expenses, and traveling expenses. This is what gave me the opportunity to hit the road. I began my tour in Hawaii, where the culture made it feel like I was home away from home. All the tropical scenery reminded me of my parents and the Philippines. The Asian food was what I was used to eating in my mom's kitchen growing up. And the local music scene reminded me of my open mic family in Riverside because of how true all the artists were to their own style and played for their passion. I was blown away of the unique mix of hip-hop, pop, and traditional Hawaiian music influencing today's independent scene, something you can't find anywhere else. Part of Hawaii hit close to home as I learned that my great-grandfather and his family, including my grandpa Robert, traveled to Hawaii during the 1940s when immigrants moved to Hawaii to work and build the pineapple plantation community during and after World War II. Lolo Robert went back to the Philippines to marry my Lola Alice and began a family of 1 son and 4 daughters, including my mom. My mom and dad grew up and met in southern Philippines, fell in love, and immigrated to America for a better life and bigger opportunities for my siblings and me. My trip to Hawaii made me realize how much my mom and dad sacrificed for me, to live freely, and helped me to understand where I came from and what made me, me. As the months went on, I came back to California to play shows close to home and continued to share my music at venues, private parties, and corporate events across Southern California. Not knowing where music was going to take me next, I then found myself on a spontaneous tour to the Pacific Northwest to share my music in Oregon and Washington, where rock music was an influence in my life and the life of musicians who heavily influenced me in the Inland Empire. From Nirvana to Jimi Hendrix, you could hear and see the impact of the 1970s through the 90s all around Portland and Seattle. Sharing my music to strangers who enjoyed what I had to offer encouraged me to keep going. In July 2015, more opportunities kept coming my way as I flew out to the East Coast to see and hear the music of New York, where the history of art, music, and the United States began. The art that I came across was widely spread, from hip-hop to spoken word to comedy, singer-songwriter, and the openness of expression. At an open mic, an artist I met in line at the entrance had nothing planned for her act, and when it was her turn, she just talked. She expressed spontaneously what she was currently feeling, and it was beautiful and brave. Seeing all the history in the buildings and walking through the World Trade Center and the Statue of Liberty was a realization of why we have so much pride in this country. Where we began as Americans and what we fought for over the years to be the land of the free made us stronger, and our love for one another greater than any action of hate can break. I had the opportunity to stay with my younger brother, an aspiring photographer who moved to New York to study his photography dream. I had the chance to become closer to him as we grew apart in our teens and somewhat lost touch. As we spent only a few days together, he opened up to me in a way which I knew was difficult for him, and in a way he had never expressed to any of his family before. His courage influenced me even more to venture out into the world and be proud of who I am. About a week ago, I brought along with me my partner in crime, Woody Garcia. Together we concluded my tour as Faye and the Fella to the most soulful, hospitable, and humble city in America, New Orleans. At first it was overwhelming because there was so much music packed into one area. Every single building had live music on Bourbon Street, and Frenchman was lit up with all kinds of local music and art. The caliber of musicianship was inspiring, and the type of music was authentic. Jazz music took me back to the good old days of my jazz studies in college and made me realize that although I've come so far in my music career, there is so much to work on and learn every day to become better. One New Orleans musician I had the honor of sharing the stage with was my talented and musically influential cousin, Antoine Diel.
I give you all of me. You give me all of you.
I'm so happy to have had the chance to sit down with my best friends and my cousin Antoine to converse and reflect on the life of a working musician at both New Orleans and back home in Cali. To have grown up in a conservative, traditional Filipino home in America and growing up to live my own dream has been a difficult journey, as my parents strictly pushed me to live a financially stable life without the idea of simply being happy as being far more successful. I felt even more of a connection to hear my cousin's stories and his struggle of carrying on the family name and, as a musician, find his individuality. New Orleans helped me to hold my head up high and to be confident in what I do. Or, as the Nolas say, you do you. There was so much love in all these places. Everyone was so welcoming and open to my individuality and my art. I am grateful to have had the opportunity to travel and share my love for music to so many people at so many beautiful places. Each place I've visited has been unique and has made me grow. It has helped me see the world in a different perspective and realize that it has so much love to offer. It has helped me understand who I am, where I've come from, and to love myself. I hope that I can take all that I have learned and share it through my music wherever life takes me from here on out. This life we live is so very precious. Find what truly makes you happy.
This wasn't easy. Yes, you were a surprise, just waiting for me to open